There we go. What up? What up? There was a conversation earlier today between Black women's empowerment and the manosphere. And let's just say it got a little bit crazy. With that being said, shout out to This Might Be Risky and DJ Hemp for this. Let's get it.
Get this bitch ass out of here so I can make my statement. So when he's in my side, I'm around. Well, I'm the one did the content. But because he misrepresented it, I can cook his dumb ass. But he ran. So we'll never get into the conversation on my side. But any one of you goofies who believe him or follow him, I'm always available. Now, when he thinks of adultification, let's get right a little bit. Because that's what I was talking about with the Jason Pope case. Adultification. These men took little girls and turned them into adults and called themselves fucking them. The same thing you heard that dude do. They acted like those 13, 14, 15-year-old girls were the problem and not the white man who took advantage of them. So you cool ass nigga pretending like he got a degree and I'm this and I'm that, but in reality, he just came up here and did what it is he's claiming that somebody else is doing. No, you adultify young black girls and then act like we don't see y'all doing it, then we call y'all on it, and now you gotta run. You're in a rush. I understand. Y'all been running for years. He ain't the first person to run that claims to have the credentials. He just can't have a conversation because he's a fraud. Just like most of these men making these claims, but then acting like they don't know what happened in the States. If he was around, he know O'Shea and them was running around talking about aborting other black men, unaliving other black men, getting in the fight other black men. But now when a woman says, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. Fuck out of here, nigga. Nobody cares what you ask you a question. I'm listening. If it's a 14-year-old boy in the streets playing with guns, should we hold him accountable? Why are you talking about guns? Well, I asked you if you could, that's why I asked you if I could ask you a question. You can just tell me no, because I ain't going to do that back and forth with you either. What are we not? Right, so I'm trying to ask you what you're holding accountable. So you either going to answer them. Right, but your question is open-ended. What are we holding them accountable for? For being in the streets playing with guns. You know that's illegal, right? No, it's not. No, it's not illegal for 14-year-old guns, for 14-year-old boys to be in the streets playing with guns. No, they go hunting with guns and all this type of shit. That's what my people say.
And this is Taz moving the goalposts. This right here is nothing more than Taz moving the goalposts. Let's continue.
I said, in the street. I know what I'm playing with guns. Right. I can't you know what I'm talking right? But you have a limited vocabulary. So when you say English, you know what I'm talking about, right? No, I don't. So when no, I don't. If I can just finish. It's not illegal for kids to have guns. Just having it ain't illegal. Okay, just to be clear. I'm in a state where a child can legally have a gun. Yeah, absolutely. No, you don't. Absolutely. No, you don't. Go ahead. So, absolutely. So, I'm from Chicago. Absolutely, you can't have a gun at 14 years old. Absolutely. Not in Chicago. Not gonna happen. You can't have a gun in Chicago at 25. I got you. You have one at 14. Going to jail, right? Parents got to come get you, right? So, they just put the concealed carry into place a few years ago, right? So let's try this again. A young boy, 14 years old in the street, right? The kind that make the news for playing with guns, right? Do you think we should hold them accountable? Yes or no? I think you should hold them accountable, but if you're implying that that's adultification, it's not. You hold them accountable as a kid.
And this is Taz still trying to move the goalposts.
Accountable as a 14-year-old. You don't hold them accountable as an 18-year-old. You don't hold them accountable as if they're not a child. Right. So I don't know what you're asking. Right. So
now, Taz, you're being highly disingenuous here because there are teenagers who have been tried as adults. Mainly teenage boys have been tried as adults. So quit being disingenuous.
So they don't know. They don't know you. I know they exposed. Right. They don't know you. Respond. It's gonna make it personal. Hold on. Yo. Yeah, it's always personal with me, y'all. Like some people, it's personal. But you got good points, and then it gets destroyed by all the other shit. I'm interested in what you and Beans is talking about. Go ahead, Beans. I think it has merit. Right. So now, 14-year-old boy shoots and kills somebody in the street. Do we treat him like a 14-year-old or an 18-year-old? 14 years old. Okay, cool. So the reason why I'm asking you that question is because even though I would agree with you 100%, right, that you got to hold people accountable, I don't understand this narrative where y'all trying to make it seem like that when it's dealing with women, if they're under 18, they're always victims, right? I think that's a part of the problem. And this is what I'm saying when I asked you earlier, and all your response was this nigga did it, right? When I said, bro, are you trying to convince me that these men, they were sitting around, I was like, you know what, let's just go on YouTube and start talking shit about women and kids in the black community and all this other stuff for no reason, unprovoked. There was nothing going on in their real lives, nothing going on in the media, nothing going on at home, nothing going on in their childhood experiences, or nothing. They just jumped on the internet and just started talking shit. Is that really what you want us to believe, bro? Well, here's where my frustration comes from, man. So what I was talking about was young ladies who were victims of a fucking grown man. You don't realize that this man just took a scenario and put some Y in. They got guns. Should we treat them the same way as we treat these victims? You don't see what he just did? Absolutely. I'm supposed to be cool with it. Right, but these girls were victims versus you saying some young men in the streets playing with guns. Can you show me where these young women who are victims of men are out committing a crime? How do you put them next to young men with guns? Taz, why were they victims?
That's when we got a letter from Mama. Girls think your dad.
Victims. Did any of them make their own choices? Yes or no? They were taking advantage of adults. How were they taking advantage of, Taz? Sexually. Were they kidding?
And why is Taz hesitating on this question if he wants to make his point? I'm not understanding that.
Napped? No. Were they tied up? No. Or did they make their own decisions and go with somebody who was older and had sex? This is why there's a BWE. 13, 14-year-old girls you talking about, right? But see, here's the thing. 13, 14-year-olds, right? Between me and you, Taz, is I don't have to insinuate what you think. I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear before I respond. Because if you did, you would talk to me. I'm talking to you. Okay, so let's do it again. 14-year-old girls. Let's do it again, Taz. Let's do it again. You talking about just break it up. 14-year-old girls. Absolutely. So they're not the same. They're not the same as the boys with the girls. They're not.
Typical black women's empowerment talking point that black girls are always victims and black boys are never the victims. See, that's the reason I have no respect for black women's empowerment space. If black girls can be victims, why can't black boys be the victims too? And that's the reason I don't fuck with y'all with the black women's empowerment space. Cause y'all are so warped to think that boys can never be victims.
They're not the same as the boys with the girls. They're not. They can't hear us, bro. So just hold on. What I'm saying is this. I'm testing your consistency. That's all I'm doing. You want to be smart and tell us how you smarter than everybody, then you should realize that. I'm only testing your...
And to be honest, Taz, IQ, it's not even average at best. I'm just saying.
Consistency. You can change these stories from little boys and little girls to Chevys and Oldsmobiles, and it would be the same thing. I'm testing your consistency. If you have a problem with that, then say that. Because at the end of the day, I have a problem. I know it. Yes, problem with you attempting to test my consistent with inconsistent logic, or using children who are victims of men to compare that to young boys who create victims. Right. You want me to answer that? I'm waiting. So if I sit here and I try to make it seem like every single little kid in the street who was playing with guns, there was some adult who put them guns in their hands, you would tell me I was full of shit, wouldn't you? Because right now you just made the argument that these little kids is out here making their own decisions, making people victims, right? So why is that not the case with girls, Taz? Because an adult man, I'll say it again, an adult man took advantage of underage girls. That is a crime. That is a crime. Okay, so it's guns.
So it's guns, jackass.
Do you understand that? Absolutely. Now, in your scenario, where the young man is out with a gun, he's creating a victim with those guns. Absolutely. What ideology or logic of mine are you showing a flaw in? Where did they get the guns from, Taz? Some nigga, some grown man. Checkmate. Checkmate. What's the I'm sorry. Y'all send these comments like you can't chess. You smarter than y'all. We're not playing chess. We're not playing chess. Checkmate. So let me interject. Y'all had this was all get them on. What is the most important part?
It's fantastic. Just be very concise because I want to get.
Okay. So I'm just saying this.
Nyla, I think. Nyla.
Yeah.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, so important part.
Wow, because I don't do this regularly, and it's a lot. You gotta.
No, what it is, you don't like being called out on y'all's bullshit.
It's too much. So y'all take y'all perspective from BWE, however you get it. I'm out because I don't even know these people. See y'all later.
You don't know your husband? Oh, you don't know your husband?
I mean, obviously, I know my husband, but it's like there's a bullshit objective. Like,
we will definitely give you the floor. Hold on, we will give you the floor. Hold on. We will clear it up. We'll give you the floor. So if you get subject matter expert and give the lady the floor so she can explain it, calm everything down, level set, so it's at a comfortable level that you have, and so you can speak your piece, love. Go right ahead. Like that.
So here's the thing.
It ain't like that.
I don't think he's going to calm down. But can I
So Nyla, hold on. Beans had, I don't know if you had a question or you wanted to respond, and then Mr. Fantastic, you respond unadulterated. And then if you had anything, go ahead, Mr.
My question is to Cheeky, though. Right? Okay. I think respectfully, I deserve the right to clear up a false narrative. So, Cheeky, when I was talking, would you say that I was comparing a man who had sex to underage kids to young boys in the streets playing with guns? Or would you say I was comparing young girls sleeping and playing with penises to young boys playing with pistols?
What?
No, I don't think that was the purpose behind it. Was to had nothing to do with the man, right? At all. Yeah. It was irrelevant to what I was saying, correct? Yes. So it was more right? And especially when the narrative is supposed to come from people who are afraid of us being disingenuous, right? And my thing is this: I say this consistently, if I disagree with you on something, I shouldn't have to change what you said in order to execute my disagreement. Obviously, you said this thing. You said 1, 2, 3. So if I disagree with 1, 2, 3, I shouldn't be like, you said 4, 5, 6. No. This is what I said, right? I applied pressure because I wanted to see if this man was consistent, right? Because I don't like selective outrage. Don't tell me I do. Me and Fantastic have gone back and forth on this. You can't tell me to have a problem with the drug dealers on the street and not have one with the ones in the pharmacies. When life gives you, oh no, not now. Count on CashNet USA when you need money fast. Just go to Cash. The drug dealers on the street and not have one with the ones in the pharmacies. You can't talk shit to me about whatever the dude name who Denzel Washington played in the movie. You can't tell me to have a problem with him, but then don't have a problem with the Sackler family. Right? So my thing is, if you're gonna talk shit about young boys the way we do, we want to hold them accountable. We don't treat them like victims at all. And here's the thing: I'm a fucking man.
So
I used to be a boy, right? You realize how when you were talking, I didn't say nothing.
I don't care.
I know exactly. That's the problem. I don't either. You don't care. We don't care. We don't care. I got it. I know you don't care, and I'm glad you're doing it because it proves the fact that you're lying. That these people, even if they were saying all the foul shit that you said they said, you making it seem like they showed up without any justification for it. Like they didn't have any reasons behind saying it. And that's exactly the problem. Right?
It's fantastic. You got the floor. Beans. So when
go ahead.
You gonna get the, I just, because I want to make sure, Beans. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so when I'm hearing it, here's what I'm hearing, Beans, when I'm listening to the back and forth of you and Taz. I understand what you were doing. I think that's a false equivalency because of the egregious nature. But what I did hear is a grown-up putting a kid in a situation, right? Whether it's giving the gun or getting the girl to a particular place, right? I think what you were trying to understand is victim culpability. Because they're victims, right? But is there a level of culpability while being a victim?
No, that's what I heard. You're not wrong. But what I'm saying is this. These guys are phony. Right? At the end of the day, it's selective outrage, bro. Right? If I don't like something particularly from one demographic, I'm not gonna like it from the other one. Right? It's just that simple. What I'm saying is, I ain't saying nothing about the dude. It's easy to look at dude and say he wrong. Right? That's easy to do. That don't make you some fucking superhero. So long to know that this nigga is wrong. But what I'm saying is have that same kind of fucking energy. Right? Have that same energy when it ain't easy. Right?
Tap screen.
Conversation, right? Let me see if you really never made a point. Because at the end of the day, what he's seemingly doing is saying, hey, listen, I'm here and I'm in defense of women. And I'm saying, well, that's fine, but why are you attacking the people who are in defense of men? Yeah. Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
So what are you defending? Hold on. Go ahead. That's what I have to do. I gotta let dummies talk and make a bad point and act like you made a good point. While goofy ass niggas, hey, go ahead, bro.
I've been waiting like the whole time. Everybody's shooting that shit. Y'all have been talking about me directly, so let's address this, right? So, you see the prompt, right? Leading cause of pregnant, so people see, right? Black women death, right? What does it say? Homicide is the leading cause of death among pregnant and postpartum women in the U.S. All women. It's not just black women. So this is the bullshit and the narrative that motherfuckers put out here that act like, oh, it's just black women. It's all women.
I didn't say that.
Baby, I didn't cut you off. I didn't say nothing. I've been waiting 10 minutes. And I made you guys say everything you wanted to say.
Go ahead.
Femicide is bullshit. There's no way for you to determine that this woman was killed because she's a woman. Men aren't killing women just because they're women.
I did a live stream on femicide, and I'm not sure if Fantastic here is saying that femicide don't exist or if he don't believe in it. But I do believe that femicide does exist, and I think that in some states only acknowledge femicide if there's a domestic violence aspect to it. So that's the only reason I do believe in femicide is if it's a DV component to it.
They're women. Wow. Niggas killing shit, and it's a woman that they kill. Is there a manicide?
Yeah.
Is there a fucking manicide?
Even though Fantastic is somewhat making an argument here, it's not really, in my opinion, that strong of an argument. But at least he's making one.
And men die at 4 times the fucking women too. Hold on. I'm asking too. You're helping prove my point of it's fucking propaganda. Humans kill fucking humans. When a man kills a woman, it's automatically fucking femicide is bullshit. No.
When a woman kills a woman, it's also
And here's the thing about the Black women's empowerment space. Even though I believe femicide is real, the Black women's empowerment space have took the word femicide and bastardized it. And that's the problem that I have.
Bullshit. The whole term in itself is bullshit. It should all be homicide across the fucking board.
Yeah, it should be. It should be homicide, but with people like Gloria Allred and those folks, of course, they're gonna make femicide exist.
The problem again, y'all, when they're not telling you Beans, hold on, Beans, when they're not telling you Beans, and you were exactly right, Beans, because what I told you, and y'all to be able to pick up on this, Beans, these black girls' mothers who were like less than 10% of the 700, I think they said altogether it might have been, when we go back, it might have been 20 underage girls. And I'm not diminishing the fact there was 20 underage girls, but these underage girls were on record, Beans. You can go look this up. They accepted, as you said, Beans, they accepted gifts and drugs to have sex with this man. He didn't force them.
Well, if that's the case, that's the same thing that they were doing with R. Kelly. Was basically, unfortunately, pimping their children out. If that is true.
And whatever. So, Beans, you made an excellent point, brother, as to how long, bro. Again, everybody.
And again, I will never excuse a grown man messing with underage girls. You're a sick son of a bitch. Then they have their balls blown off with a shotgun.
Got all this shit off, fam. I promise I can be concise. Y'all don't cut me off. So, Beans, you were exactly right in your assessment, brother, to where, again, the mothers, not all of them, but some of them, gave their fucking daughters up for fucking concert tickets. We didn't laugh at that. We were extremely critical of the black mothers that hung their fucking daughters. Okay? And that's what the...
And here's another problem when it comes to the Black women's empowerment space. The only time that the Black women's empowerment space wants accountability is only if it's on the man. If it's accountability on a woman, they're open arms about it. But if it's accountability on the man, it's A-okay to them. Hypocrisy, anyone?
WWE didn't want to talk about, right? We made fun of the 600 some odd grown women that was giving their pussies up to see motherfucking T.I. in concert. Okay?
There was delineation for that.
Please let him finish. Because I don't want him, the same way you just source that up, can you source anything up that says a parent gave their child away while you sitting here fucking lying, fraud ass nigga? Pedos or whatever.
We're not lying on anything. We bet $1,000 on it.
No, go tell it. Show it. Show it. You're lying.
gotta fight. It don't make sense. I promise you, if you go to the this, it don't make sense. The man pled guilty. The man pled guilty because he did this to underage girls. Instead, y'all didn't. Yeah, but it's wrong. What he did? Hold on. You talking about you said he did. Y'all so fraudulent. Y'all defending this shit. It's crazy. I don't have to. Yeah, it's crazy that you defended this white man. You personally, fantastic, defended this white man, and now you pretending like you did it. Am I lying on you? Yeah, I didn't. And again, it's right here in the news story that you can still look up. It's right here in the news story that you can still look up to where the girls said they accepted. The girls said they accepted gifts and drugs and money for, you know. That's the question. You're adultifying these young girls again. The same way the goofy ass old man was up here saying adultify. You're adultifying them again. They're children. They're children. They are children. Wait. So hold on. So does the state adultify a child when they charge them as an adult? This is crazy. How's it crazy?
How's that crazy when Fantastic actually asks a very valid question right here? When a child get charged as an adult, is that not adultification? Yes or no, Taz? Answer the question.
Listen, I'm talking about what you doing.
And notice that Taz cannot answer the question.
Yes, the state is doing exactly what y'all do. The state is doing exactly what y'all do. Yes, the state is doing what y'all do. Alright, great. So you don't think I'm running. The state is doing exactly what you and Beans do. They're adultifying kids. What was your point initially? When you made a point, what was your point? Because y'all still doing it. Y'all still doing it. You filibustering. I'm trying to answer. You keep filibustering. So what I'm trying to show you from, if you want to talk morally or you want to talk legally, it's okay to do. That's my fucking point. It's realistic. Because as being said, at some point in time, a child is a fucking toddler or a baby. He or she knows better. Right. So you can't have them walk around in this earth with, oh, I'm a kid. I didn't know I'm not supposed to pick up a gun and shoot a person in the face. Right. So the fucking state says, hey, this motherfucker's at a certain age, so they have motherfucking wherewithal to say, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this. Y'all motherfucker want to only make, oh, it's a girl, she's a victim. No, she's stealing her pussy for some ticket.
Wow.
So, DJ M, did you not hear me just say it's adultification on both sides? Did you not hear me say that? I know you got two goofies up here that act like they can't hear. It's adultification on both sides.
You're not negating that it's adultification, right? You know that. You acknowledge that.
I literally just laid down my entire principle. From a legal and a moral standpoint, it's okay.
So the legal standpoint,
he's making adultification bad. He's making it bad. He's making a bad thing.
Wow.
Motherfucker, it is bad. What?
They're children, right? So now here's the thing, Mr. Fantastic, and now you can get it right after this. Were the girls charged for prostitution?
Of course not. Of course not, Tam. Girls, they're fucking kids.
Okay, if they weren't charged for prostitution, most likely they used a loophole, which the only loophole I can find is age of consent. It's the only thing I can properly find. The only explanation will be age of consent. And to be honest, even though it's a loophole, the loophole's whack as hell. I'm just keeping it a buck. It's a whack ass loophole, but it is what it is.
We're talking kids. They're fucking kids. What would that be?
This is Miss Fantastic. Here's why I'm citing that, right? And let me know what you think. And then Nyla, you can go right. I don't need to reply.
We get a lot.
the ideas after dark. Denny's is actually a good one.
Wait, I don't need to reply. So they weren't charged with prostitution, right? So does the state actually agree, maybe like with Taz, where it's not holding them culpable because they see them as unable to make these decisions? You see what I'm saying? Like like if the state were to like charge them as adults, hold them accountable, I would assume that they would charge them for prostitution. But because they didn't, you think they kind of see it how Taz is saying it. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's a flaw. That's a flaw in the system. Where the only case I can remember where an underage girl was, and even in the end, she wasn't charged with prostitution. Remember the girl that killed the man that shot him in his dick and then came back and robbed him?
Cynthia Brown, yeah, I got the videos y'all did talking shit about her too, bitch ass nigga. What you talking about? What you talking about? You niggas hate y'all hate these little girls. Y'all cultivate little girls. Y'all support predators. What we
Can Taz just shut the hell up every once in a while?
talking about? What we talking about?
Let's have a conversation and you keep derailing shit with your emotional ass.
Yes, I'm derailing it with the truth. Because you can sit up here and lie and pretend like y'all didn't support these men. Y'all supported these men. Y'all supported these men. Yes.
But you gotta stop the bitch ass nigga stuff, bro.
Yeah, which basically we're not about.
You can prove the points.
Taz, from what I'm seeing, does not have the ability to have an intelligent conversation. Sorry, not sorry.
Without all that, right? Because I think this is a substantive conversation. Nyla, I had that question that jumped out to me. Go ahead, Nyla. You wanted to say something?
So I just want you to see. Do you understand, listening to this panel, right? There's a reason why there's statutory rape laws, because children cannot consent, even if they consent.
By law,
and that's
they can't.
Because tons of psychologists, tons of people that are professionals that, especially since the frontal lobe is not even fully developed yet, right? Children cannot consent. So the reason why the manosphere is a haven for pedophiles, and if any one of you...
Whoa, really? You gonna sit and label a section of YouTube as PDFs? Now that's wild.
Niggas sit up here and lie and act like y'all not full of pedophiles. I'm pretty sure Taz can prove it. I'm pretty sure.
Now.
Full of them. Pedophiles. Okay? A haven full of pedophiles. Right? Full of them.
Can you expound on that? I'm trying to.
I'm definitely.
So here's the thing.
So you listening? For real, bastard? For real?
Yeah, I know of one individual, actually two, and one of them is dead. That's why I said if we were going to get into this, it's going to fall bad on y'all side. But
let's get into You said let's get into simple
I could just drop y'all down. Because Nyla's on a bit of a misunderstanding, bro. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking Nyla, what makes you say that, right? Like, regardless, like, what is the ideology behind it?
The ideology, I mean, are you listening to it? You're listening to it. The girls knew what they were doing. They accepted it. They, playing with the word adultification, removing basically the fact that they were children being taken advantage of by a sick white man to basically say, but they knew what they were doing. I mean, you don't understand that men who don't have a problem with having sex with 14-year-olds would love to be in this conversation to get validated?
I take offense, bro.
I take offense to black men defending a white pedophile.
Right, that yes, there it is. When you making that, when you saying what you're saying, I understand it, but I can show you a case where a kid in Florida, I think he might have been 14 years old, was wrestling with his sister. He ended up injuring her real bad. I think she might have even died. He got charged.
That was here in Jacksonville, Florida. He
got charged as an adult, right? Like I say, shorties all the time in the hood, when they playing with guns and they do shit, they get charged as an adult. Nobody not looking at who taught them what, who showed them what, who put the guns or the drugs in their hand, who blessed them into the gangs. Nobody don't care about that. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I'm pointing out that
people don't care. The Manosphere.
You don't care. You don't care if your husband don't care.
No,
You don't care if your husband don't care. I'm saying, like, your husband don't care.
Y'all didn't do the content.
Let him talk.
And unfortunately, that's still 20 more minutes of this fuck shit. Let's continue.
Let him talk. What we'll do is we'll go live and prove, like, because you can say what I don't care about, but I'm the one up here with the proof of it. You sit next to it, you're co-signing the nigga who said burned out of little community. That's why I'm saying you don't care. But these black boys ain't nothing but white ears. You sitting next to him. So when you want to put some money on what I've done? Absolutely. I don't have to. I know you don't. Here's the point. How much you got? What you got? You're how much you got? You understand now, bro? You don't want no status. What you want to do? What you want to do? Show people what they don't, right? So
That's the last part of your point.
So what I'm saying is this. The reason why I just said that is because I wanted to trigger you to defend yourself. Because that's exactly what I'm doing. Right? And I'm sitting next to this nigga, but you on the same fucking panel I'm on. What are you talking about? We all sitting on the same panel. We all part of the same discussion, but you keep trying to separate yourself from everybody else, bro. You're not separate. Right? So at the end of the day, my point is this. While I was making my statement, I got cut off for motherfuckers to try to imply that they care. Right? But the point is, what I'm saying is, don't try to convince me. You could probably show me. I know it's some fucking things there, right? You can't convince me that everything on YouTube talking shit about women. That's one of Anton little sons. He came from Anton space, so you know he don't know what the fuck he came from. He one of Anton little niggas. No shit over here. I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. One of Anton little niggas. What you be doing, bro? I don't understand it. Like, we not never gonna be in the same room with each other, so why you acting like you really want some smoke or something? Understand it. Understand. I didn't say that. I didn't, bro. Just stop. No, I don't. But if you want to get in there, we can. I don't give a fuck about you. Really don't want that. I don't give a fuck about you. Then you just, I don't know. Then why you talking? Then why you talking? You don't want to talk. No. So be quiet. Let me talk about this, Daz. How about this, Daz? Talk. No. So be quiet. Let me talk about this, Daz. How about this, Daz? How about it? What we got? What I'm saying is this. You don't give a fuck about black boys. You don't care at all. Because if you do, what are you basing that on? Because let's have a conversation. What are you basing that on? Represented my analogy, which was testing your consistency. That's my evidence. You know, so here's what I'm saying. My analogy, what I'm saying. Your consistency. Your analogy didn't make sense. I have a history. Do you hear me? I have a history of working with young boys. I have a son. I work with young boys now. When you say I don't care, I don't know what you're basing it on, but it sounds like you just don't feel that I said men are taking advantage of young girls. You come up with some scenario about boys being adultified that I acted with that you missed, obviously. I didn't even disagree with that because you over talking. I didn't even disagree with you. You don't know what nobody they say. And I don't understand why you get to get away with it. I don't understand why you get to get away with it. I'm getting away with this right now. You don't know what they mean by what they're saying. You're getting away with this right now. Well, answering my questions, so you didn't know why I was asking. So what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. Me and you ain't never had no beef. So this is we don't fucking understand what it's about. I taking that mindset and putting them out on the street. You didn't say that in the conversation. And I'm not going to skip the conversation about young girls. You added your own motherfuckers. Oh my God. The conversation was never about young girls. I was letting y'all. The downfall of Black communities, Black women empowerment in the Black Manosphere. That's what the conversation was about. But you entered into the conversation a scenario dealing with young girls. But that didn't make the conversation about that. So I had the right to use whatever fucking analogy I wanted to. And if you, and again, it sounds good because you're cutting me off. Understand that? That's on y'all. But then you're trying to make it deal. I'm crashing out. This is some bullshit. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all calling these niggas whole ass niggas stats, but look what you're doing. You don't even know how to do it. This whole nigga shit. That's why you're not getting past the mic. This whole nigga shit getting past the mic. And then when I get to cooking, you don't know how to finish. Why the fuck should I ever pass you the mic?
It means I'm tired. Let him respond.
So like I said, man, again, conversation. The problem is when the dude was up here, the old man was up here, started talking about adultification and femicide. The reason why I went back to Jason Pope and he thought he could use that example, I don't know. The problem was what was happening to those young girls. He just introduced boys and guns with no context. And so again, there's no argument there because I will agree that is adultification. He don't want to deal with what them men was doing to them young girls. Because again, that part of the conversation was about Jason Pope taking advantage of young girls. Somehow it became, well, what about the boys in the streets? That's literally that topic. That nigga was a piece of shit and we all could agree on that? Did I say that? I think I said it's easy to say that nigga ain't shit. That's easy on place. Like, no different than me saying that's adultification. The difference is I agreed with you. I agreed with you that they're adultifying those young boys. You said checkmate. I'm still trying to figure out why. I just explained to you, but you won't shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm saying, Taz. I literally said the reason why I said checkmate is because once you introduce the fact that there's men putting guns into those boys' hands, I'm saying that was the reason for the analogy.
Exactly. One of the very few times I actually agree with Beans. Beans on this point was right.
Victims. So, years. Victims what? Victims are fucking men. How about that? Let me make it what you want to do. They are victims of other men. No, because I just want to be clear. So you're equating a person getting a gun put in their hand to a person being sexually assaulted. Yes! Where's your checkmate? It's only sexual assault by law.
Only.
Yeah, here's your checkmate. Guess what? If my daughter chooses to go outside somewhere and have sex with somebody who's an adult, guess who I want to have a conversation with? My daughter. She's my responsibility.
I understand what Beans is trying to say, but to most people who are listening to this, it may not be worded right, but I somewhat understand what Beans is saying. What Beans is saying is that the guy who committed the unspeakable act on my daughter, he's basically saying F him, he needs to go to jail. My main worry is my child and try console my child and whatever. It's basically what Beans is saying here.
She's my responsibility. The law can take care of him. They're going to.
Wow.
But that's my daughter. I want to know why the fuck mine.
Now, Nyla, why are you going to sit there and say, wow, like that's not what the law's supposed to do? If somebody is essaying somebody, they're supposed to get locked the hell up. What the hell are you saying wow for? It's weird.
Daughter, what the fuck what did I ever say to you that gave you an
inclination in your mind that it would be okay for you to go out and have sex with a fucking adult? That was my point, Taz. I was just trying to test your consistency. Here's the thing. You passed the point of consistency. That's why I'm not challenging you on it. But at the end of the day, those boys are, you said those boys, you made a point to make sure you acknowledge that those boys were making other people victims. But you didn't acknowledge that they were also victims. And my point of that was to say that y'all can't pay me to believe that every nigga who showed up to the Manosphere came here insistently just to bash women for no fucking reason at all. And that kind of shit is the reason why these niggas have problems with women in the first place. Because from a fucking child, we are told we don't matter. And women are always... Wait, fantastic. Let her do it. Let her do it. Go ahead.
Say this. So I don't know about y'all, but the Bachelor loves to talk about this two-parent household thing, this alpha male shit, and all this stuff, right? Okay, both of us were raised in two-parent households, okay? Our parents married each other, okay? I'm a daddy's girl at my big-ass age, right? You will never see men that are actual leaders in their community standing on something that ain't gonna get and protect and eliminate the threat, okay? This is what the women are supposed to be respecting. This man said, I'm gonna let the law handle him.
Ain't that what we're supposed to do?
I'm gonna deal with my daughter. And I'm not saying
that's what we're supposed to do.
Calm down, get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings.
Get out of your weak.
Talking about get out of your feelings. Why is that a woman's go-to when a man's trying to voice his opinion? Every time a man's trying to voice his opinion, the modern women's go-to is get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings.
Ain't that what we supposed to do?
I understand y'all want to be inspired.
Wait a minute, I didn't see this part. I didn't even know 2K pulled up. Okay.
Listen, hey, look here. I promise you.
And the body language on 2K is, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
Hold on, I promise you, ain't a fucking thing you want. Nothing at all.
I promise you, that greasy ass will fall out.
Okay, good. DJ Hemp brought up the guy's criminal history. Hopefully they can shut up and let me hear this guy's criminal history.
So, y'all, this is this point, okay? So this is a news story, right? You see this, ABC News,
Let's pull the court documents. Y'all want the court documents or a news story?
Yeah, I really would. You know what? I would love the court. I would love the court documents. Love the court documents. Make sure you include the part of where the girls talk about their fucking mothers gave them over for the fucking concert tickets. Make sure you give the part about where, and explain to me, y'all never denied that. Y'all never denied that. Show me where that's at. No, don't tell me. Wait, please be quiet. Let him bury himself. Put that back up.
Damn. That's not why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because 1 minute 2K was up there, next minute 2K was gone. 2K, smart move, brother. Smart move.
Put that back up, please. I'm gonna ask you directly. Were there reports that some of those female victims said that they were introduced and they were given to DJ Pope by their mother?
Bro, the level just started and we're already getting overrun. I gotta take these guys out and build this crossbow tower as fast as possible.
Victims said that they were introduced and they were given to DJ Pope by their mother.
The reports were that he took advantage of them. I ain't seen no report them being taken advantage of since.
Taz, that was a yes or no question. The answer to that question was supposed to be either a yes or no. Why are you trying to put caveats on a yes or no question?
Don't do that extra shit. If you have that report, show it. Because you just showed us I got right here, bro. Chill. Listen, right? So y'all see the official report. Okay? So Pope was listed the subject and suspect in 9 of the incidents and complaints for the victim in 4. He was involved in 1 of them as a third party. 5 of the 9 reports where Pope was listed as the subject were sex related. Only 1 filed cryptocurrency 2011 involved an adult woman. In them, he was accused of sending her pornographic text. The first of the 4 involving underage girls happened shortly before that on December 4th, 2011. The reports say 2 girls aged 13 and 16 walked into a hospital and told doctors they had unprotected sex with the then 34-year-old. The girls told police Pope had given them marijuana and money in exchange for sex. What that's got to do with the parents? What do you I ain't supposed to call nobody no name. I ain't supposed to call nobody no name, but could you just go back up and go back to the part where, or we can just read this part. She told the officers, go back down, go back. This is not difficult. It's sad that y'all protect these predators as you've been doing for 6 years. She told officers Pope had been paying her for sex and blackmailing her into additional sex acts. At the time, she told deputies she had cut off contact with Pope for 2 weeks, which at time she had been spreading information on her social media. Again, I'm asking, where do a parent come into this story? That's a different story, you fucking genius. I can know story. Show me where this shit happens about the parent. That's what I'm saying. You can sit up here with these niggas in place. It's fast. I can go back in. I can go back in on the topic.
Hold on a second. Yo, so this, we talking about some shit, right? And these been the arguments back and forth and back, right? This shit don't have no value. If this is what the Manosphere was and what BWE was, I'm simply trying to understand what these 2 groups were. I initially thought that the shit was positive, but it's just a fight.
Yeah, it's a fight because people literally
hold on, Dad, real quick. I wasn't around for this shit, so I'm like, damn. My stream yesterday was talk long enough to become a villain, right? And then like what Nyla was saying and all that, it was basically just she saying as a response. And then the Manosphere says there's also a response, right?
The Manosphere was a response to Black women's empowerment. The Manosphere was a response to Black women's empowerment, but Black women's empowerment say they were a response to Kevin Samuels. But the only reason they wanted to respond to Kevin Samuels is because the black women didn't like his message. The only thing that the message of Kevin Samuels was to bring accountability into the room. And unfortunately, a lot of the black women did not like that.
And it seems to be summary, a lick back response. You're talking shit about me, I'm talking shit about you now. And we're going to do that shit to the cows come home. So now we're talking about this cracker raping these young girls, and we got to try to make sense. Ain't nothing that makes sense out of it.
It ain't.
About making sense, and this is a problem. And to Bean's point, it's ultimately dismissive to where it's only now you're protecting the cracker and now you're protecting the predator. No, the deeper things that got into it and they'll never acknowledge is this. Why were those girls there, Ham? You know who wasn't involved in any of these cases? Fathers. None of these daughters had fathers, Ham. And like I said, they keep running away from it. I gotta find the fucking content with it, but I got it to where girls said my mother introduced me to this man. This is documented. It's there. Alright? The 12th thing about doing this content. So hold on. Before you go. This is the essence and the foundation of the black manosphere as to where the black father has been removed, the black father has been reduced, the black father has been did all this fucking negative shit.
Yep.
But had black men been there, and these women knew this, this went on for like 10 years. These women in that whole community were doing it. Hundreds of women, hundreds. Niggas didn't know about this. Niggas had nothing to do with this. There was a white man that black women were fucking sleeping with willingly. I think his YouTube, his Facebook still up, possibly. He got pictures. He takes saying with all the.
He keeps saying women. This man is in prison for messing with girls, but he keeps saying women. But y'all don't see that, do you? Y'all don't see that.
The full context is they only want to focus on the girls, right? But the man had sex with over 700 women or black females, right? So of age and underage. He only wanted to acknowledge the girls. Guess who made it okay for the underage girls to sleep with the creepy ain't shit white boy? All the grown ass women that was doing the same shit that they ended up doing. Some of them, they mamas. So, hell, this is not a fucking tit for tat back and forth with just simple get back bullshit. This is a much deeper level fucking conversation where you're actually honest and talk about it in full depth and not just say, oh, y'all protecting the predator. Oh, you're trying to justify that. As soon as you say that, it just misses the whole fucking conversation.
It does.
Right? When I'm listening to it, when I'm looking at the situation, we have 700 women that slept with this dude. Is this the dude that had AIDS or whatever?
Allegedly, he's never been confirmed to have AIDS, but yeah, that's what they're saying. He had HIV or some shit.
Walk me through the logic of you saying no men are in any of these 700 women's lives. What you mean? Like, how you break that down?
I'm saying that. I'm not even worried about the 700 women. They grown. I don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, right. Including the little girls too.
I'm only talking about the girls with no fathers. Yeah. I'm only talking about the girls with no fathers. Clearly, these girls that have fathers. I think it was like out of the 700 some women, it was less than, like I said, it was less than 20 underage people.
How is that clear though?
What do you mean? How is it clear?
That there's no fathers involved in 700 women, females, girls sleeping with this white boy.
Because black men ain't good fathers. Because black men ain't good fathers. Walk on in there.
Really, Taz?
Because 99% of the people that participated were willing participants and weren't victims because they were of age. And then once you get to the point of where they're underage, they're automatically victims, even if they are willing participants by law.
Say it again, my bad.
Yeah, so because the fathers are irrelevant and whatever, the grown women have autonomy. A grown woman's dad has nothing to do with who she chooses to have sex with, right? If she has a man and she has a black husband or a black boyfriend and she's still sleeping with a white boy for fucking concert tickets, I think that's inconsequential also. He don't have no control over that. If she's a low down dirtball bitch that's gonna sleep for niggas with concert tickets, I mean, he what control does he have?
He has
none. Again, where it came into the very 1% of the population that were the underage girls, and clearly there were no fathers involved there. And they immediately, and to what he said, oh, black men are horrible fathers, or they weren't there. Okay, well, if they weren't there, then it gets back to another fundamental point.
Exactly.
If absent fathers are caused by fucking present mothers, who the fuck did you choose to have a baby with? You chose from the jump to have a baby with an ain't shit nigga that was never gonna be there.
Bingo.
That's fantastic.
JT tape increases blood flow to help reduce pain. Because
Okay, and that's it. I thank y'all for being here. I pray and hope see y'all again soon. Peace.